Good morning, students. Today, the topic which we are going to discuss is role play. Now, the learning objectives of today's topic are able to comprehend, define the meaning of role play method, able to define of role play method, able to analyze and understand the role play method, they will able to analyze and understand what do you mean by the role play method. Able to know the importance of role play method, the students will able to know that this is the importance of role play method. Able to know the types of role play method, different types of role play method. Able to comprehend the steps of role play method. Able to acknowledge the objectives of role play method. Now, introduction. Role play is a technique that allows students to explore realistic situations by interacting with others. Means it's a technique, it's a way that give the students the freedom that they should explore realistic situations by interacting with other people in a managed way in order to develop experiences and trial different strategies in a support environment. Now, definition. Role play is an educational method, means it's a method of education in which people spontaneously act out problems of human relations. They act out spontaneously the problems of human relations and analyze the enactment with the help of other role players and observers. Role play is a discussion technique where a discussion is to be held that makes possible and that discussion makes possible to get maximum participation, means in which there will be a maximum participation of a group through acting out an example of some problem or idea under discussion. Out an example of some problem, it can be related to some problem or idea which is under discussion. The essence, it is a part of two broad methods, psychodrama and social drama. Now, social drama, what do you mean by social drama? Deals with the interaction of people where there is an interaction, discussion among the people with other individuals. Their discussion held between people with other individuals or groups like mother, nurse, and leader. Means there is an interaction of people with other individuals, and it can be from any field, like it can be a mother, it can be a nurse, or it can be a leader. It always involves situations, means the social drama always involves some situations or more than one person, where there is more than one person and deals with problems related to majority of the group, and that problems and that situations are dealing with problems related to majority of the people, means most of the people are having that problems, or that majority of the people are related with that problem. Now the next one is psychodrama. Its practice, means the psychodrama is practiced in group settings. It is practiced in groups and is mainly concerned with unique needs. And psychodrama is mainly concerned or focuses on the unique needs and problems of a particular individual. What we are trying to say is that in psychodrama, it is related to a particular individual or to a specific person, and that particular individual or specific individual needs and problems. The audience identify with roles in a role playing or critical observations bring about learning. The audience, that those persons who are watching that drama, identify themselves with the roles in a role playing or critical observations bring about learning. Now, what are the purposes of conducting a role play? To present interpersonal problems. With the help of role play, we are able to present the interpersonal problems of an individual or a group members. To provide emotional means the role play provides emotions and effective stimulus for solving problems. Means that role play help to provide emotional and effective stimulus for solving the various problems. To provide awareness about social and psychological issues, and it provides awareness about the social and psychological issues related to a particular society or a situation. To develop a situation for analysis means the students will able to develop a situation for analysis through role play. To prevent alternative courses of action, it prevents different alternative courses of action to prepare for meeting future situations, and it's also help the students to meet with the future situations. To develop an understanding of other point of view means it's develop an understanding among the students to respect or to tolerate other points of view of other persons also. To convey information to develop specific skills. Now, what are the principles on which the role play has been made or established? Role play is based on the philosophy. Means the role play is based on the philosophy that believes that meanings are in people. That believes that the meaning of the play is in not in words or symbol, but it has a meaning in the people. Role play is based on philosophy that meaning are in people, those who are presenting the roles, and not in words, not in the dialogues that they are delivering, or the symbols that are used by them. If philosophy is accurate, means a philosophy is correct, accurate, one must, in the first place, share the meaning. Then one must, in the first place, share the meaning of those. Then clarify our understanding. Means first they will share the meaning, then they make clarification regarding our understanding, how we have understand that particular thing. Then clarify our understanding of each other's meaning, and finally, if necessary, change our meaning. And if with the clarification our understanding changes, then what will happen? If necessary, change our meaning also. Role play has to do with the self concept. The self concept is best changed through direct involvement in a real estate. Now, the self concept about an individual is best changed, and the best method to change the self concept is when that individual is directly involved in a realistic and life related problem situations rather than hearing about such situations from others. Means there will be a total change of self concept among an individual, and that can only be done when that individual is directly involved in a realistic and life related problem situation rather than he hear that this happens to someone and this happens to other person. No, that will not bring this change in the self concept of that individual. The self concept will change only when that individual is directly involved in a realistic and a life related situations. Creating a teaching situation that lead to change of self-concept require a distinct organization pattern. Creating a teaching situation where a teaching situation has been created that lead to change of self-concept, and that creating of the teaching situation leads to a change of self-concept of an individual require a distinct organization pattern. Role play should be flexible, means changes should be easily adapted to it. It should not be rigid. A role play should be stimulate to think, means it will stimulate the individuals to think, and should not be an escape from discipline or learning, and it should stimulate them to think, but it should not allow an individual to escape from discipline or learning. There is no single best method of selecting the characters. The group may do the assigning. There is no single best method means there is not a particular method by which we can select the characters that the characters should be selected in that particular manner. The group may do the assigning. The group members do the assigning means they have the power to give the roles to each and every individual of the group member. It requires rehearsals. Means when you are going to play a role play, you have to do some rehearsals about it as an important feature to produce effective outcome. When you rehearse about that, then only it will able to produce an effective outcome on the audience and the person who are watching that, and for audience to help players interrupt their roles. Role play should be done for a brief period. Means when you are doing a role play, it should be done for a shorter duration so that the attention of audience may be captured effectively. Why we are saying that the role play should be done for a brief period or for a shorter duration? Because then only we will able to achieve again the attentions of audience, and that attention of students may be captured effectively only when the role play duration is of shorter period. Enough time should be allowed for discussion and analysis of the situation. Means when a role play is to be conducted, enough time should be allowed for discussion where a discussion has to be there, and enough time should be given for the discussion and analysis of the situation so that changes in the self concept can be made. Role play evaluates the teacher and participants through discussion. Means in a role play we are evaluating the teacher and the participants who have participated in the role play through discussions in the discussions that they are being part of or follow up as to specific individual behavior or sequence of good actions. Steps in role play. There are three different steps that are involved in the role play, and these three different steps are: the first one is planning phase, means how the planning has to be done. Implementation phase means where the execution part of the planning has to be done. And the third one is the evaluation phase, in which we evaluate whether the play has been implemented in the way in which we have planned or not. Planning phase. During the planning phase, the following points are to be considered. Means when we are making a plan about a role play, these points should be considered. Selecting a problem for a role means first of all you have to select a problem on which a role has to be done. Set up the role player scene, and we have to make a setup where the role play scene has to be conducted. Getting underway in role play, making the role play comprehensive means we have to make the role play in a detailed manner. Now, what do you mean by selecting a problem? The group leader recognizes a problem that can be effectively role play and suggests it to the group. Means first the group leader recognizes that this is the problem and that can be effectively uh, role played and suggests to the group that this is the problem on which the role play has to be conducted. The group can list problems on the blackboard, means different problems that they have suggested. We can list them, the problems on the blackboard, and decide problems they want work out. And a list will be prepared on the blackboard, and on the basis of the list that you have to prepare that on this problem, we have to conduct a role play. Now, Set up role play scene. How you will set up a role play scene. The group should come to a clear agreement on the chief objectives to be realized in role play. Means first of all you have to define that this is the objective, and because of achieve that objective, that role play has been organized. So the group should come to a clear agreement on the chief objective, that this is the chief objective that we have to be achieved for uh, by playing the role play. The group must determine what characters are to be involved, what different characters are to be involved in that role play, the attitudes and the personality of the character, what is the attitude of the person that are playing that particular role, and personality of the character, and how's the personality of that particular individual, the setting of the story, the how the story will be set out, and the point at which the story should begin, and what will be the beginning of the role play. The beginning should be important, and the beginning should be such that it should increase the interest of the audience in the play. Now, getting underway in role play, the role takers are usually go out of the room and are given a few minutes to warm up or get a feeling of the roles they are about to play. Now, getting under in role play means they have to involve themselves in that particular characteristics which they are going to play. Before starting or before taking the role taker, they have to usually go out of the room and given a few minutes to warm up and get the feeling of the role they are about to play. Specify names other than their own. They have given a specific name. The role of which they are going to play should be used to get them into their roles. The role player should attempt to express the attitude the group has assigned to the various characters. The role player should attempt to express the attitude, what type of attitude has been assigned to them to the various characters, as well as achieve the goal decided upon. And you have to achieve the goal which you have decided upon, that through the role play, I want to achieve that goal. The story grows out of natural reactions of the character enacted in role play. Means the story of the play, it will grows out natural reactions of the characters that are involved in the role play and those who are enacting the characters in the role play. Those members not involved in the role play act as observers. Means those who are not taking part in the role play are act as an observers, or we can say the audience. They may be assigned to watch particular role plays, and what is the role of those observers? They have given the role to watch particular role plays or to look for important clues that come out of role play, and they have to look out for the important clues that come out of the role play. Making the role play comprehensive means in a detailed form. The leader may act at a point where enough actions has already occurred to provide a basis for discussion, where a discussion can be held. The leader may get immediate reactions of role players. The leader who has organized the role play get immediate reactions of role players. What are their reactions? How they felt, how they are feeling in their roles, and how they respond to other response in the scene, and how they are responding to others' responses in the scene. The leader may use the role name of each person in the discussion so that the player does not feel he is being evaluated. Means it's the role of the leader that it should do the discussion in such a way that no player in the role play should think that he is being evaluated. When role players succeed in projecting themselves into their roles assigned to them, they usually give valuable insight. When role players succeed in Projecting themselves means they are projecting their characters into their roles, into the roles which have been assigned to them. They usually give valuable insights into the problem which has been shared or has been planned or which has been played by them, and provide additional material for discussion and give enough material for the people to discuss. Implementation and evaluation of a role play as the audience observes constitute the heart of role play. We usually consider their opinion as an important feedback. Now, the important thing is that the feedback which the role play has got from the audience. Feedback is sought as to how did the group think, how the group is thinking, the role was handled, how they handled the role, what were the good points of action, or what were the poor points of omission, what are the good things that they should consider, and what were the poor points or the weak points which should be omitted by them. Role playing observer. This might be played by different people so that there might be a comparison of the behavior of different people. Played by different people, uh, that is played by different people who are not participating in the role play, so that there might be a comparison of the behaviors of different people, so they can make a comparison on the behavior of different people who are acting that way. Summarize phase. The leader sum up to a group chief point means the leader in the end summarize the group chief point that these are the important points or principles which have come out in the play, and these are the principles which have come out in the play, and the comments of the observers that follows, and after that it is followed by the comments that were given by the observer. The comments on a specific problem should be taken under consideration. The comments of the audience on specific particular problems should be taken under due consideration. Now, what are the advantages of uh, role playing? Children have played always learn from mimicking or duplicating the actions of others, including their parents and peers. Now, what they are saying that children, when the children learns, and they are saying that children learn when they are duplicating the actions of others, including their parents and peers. Then their learning is happening. Role playing is simply a continuation of the learning already done by a student. And role play is what? Simply a continuation of the learning they have already done. Participation in role play allow students to make decisions, means the students those students who are participating in role play allow students to make decisions, and through the feedback he she receive, and the feedback through which he or she receiving, he sees the results of his action, he sees what is the result of his particular action, and can therefore learn how to adjust his words, how he can adjust his words to that particular situation and actions to produce more likable results. Role play allow for the interaction between classmates and peers, means role play allows for the interaction between the classmates and the peer, means an interaction, a discussion can be held between the classmates and the peer members during the or after the role play. It also allows introvert students to speak out. When we are in the teaching learning process, sometimes what happens, the introvert students do not speak out, but through the role play technique, the introvert students are also given the chances so that they can speak out their problems or issues or what they want to share with other people or the classmates. People enjoy playing, especially young people. If students are already motivated to play, learning through play would become even easier. What is that? When students are enjoying themselves in play, in the role play, then if students are already motivated to play, if they are encouraged to play, take part in the role play, learning through play would become even easier. That learning they will enjoy and it would become easier for them. Role play encourages the use of critical thinking, means it encourages the use of critical thinking among the learners because it involves analyzing and problem solving. Why? Because it involves the role playing involves analyzing, means they will analyze a particular situation and problem solving, and it will encourage them to solve a problem that they can face. Therefore, role play is a cognitive learning method. So we can say that role play focuses on cognitive aspect of the learner, and that's why we are saying it is a cognitive learning method. Role playing teaches many lessons. Many lessons are taught by the role play. Some of the most important lessons it teaches are lessons that are needed in society. Now, some of the most important lessons that has been taught by the role plays are that these are the lessons that are very necessary or needed in the society: competition, cooperation, and empathy. Competition among the members, how to cooperate, and empathy. Role play allows for the exchange of knowledge between students. Means role play give enough opportunities for allowing the participants so that they can exchange their knowledge between students. The teacher is also able to see the various capabilities of students at the same time. And the role play gives the various opportunities to this teacher also. Various opportunity in the way that the teacher can know the various capabilities and abilities of students at the same time when the students are involved in the role play. Now, what are the disadvantages of role play? Role playing is a means and not an end. Means it is a process. It is a process in which the students are learning and not an end. We are not focuses on the product itself. It required expert guidance and leadership. When we have decided that we are going to organize or to conduct a role play, it required expert guidance, means expert guidance should be there, and leadership. Participants may sometimes feel threatened. They feel threatened. They are not uh, feel easy to be part in the role play. They do not like. They hesitate sometimes to be play that type of character in the role play. It is used as an educational technique, means role play is being used as an educational technique because it's working on the cognitive aspects of learning, not as a therapeutic one, means it's not working as a that is giving a therapy to the students or the participants, and heavily depends on the student's imagination, and the role play heavily depends the success of the role play heavily depends on the way the students imagination, how the students are imagining a particular situation or a condition. It is time consuming. Means if we try to compare the role play with other teaching methods, it is a time consuming. First, we have to decide to plan what which situation has to be played, what should be the beginning, when it should be played, what are the different characters, and who will play that different character. So it is time consuming, a lot of time is needed in developing group readiness, and sometimes the group are not ready to play the role play. It is limited only by the teachers ingenuity and realistic uses. Now, today we have discussed about the meaning of the role play, the purpose of the role play, different types of the role play, and the different stages from which the role play has to be conducted. It's the planning, the implementations, and the evaluation phase. Then we have discussed about advantages and the disadvantages of a role play method in teaching. For further reading on these topics, you can refer these references. Now let us discuss some MCQs based on the topic which we have discussed today, as MCQs are the best method to know the learning outcomes of the learning. Now the first one is dash is a technique that allows students to explore realistic situations by interacting with other people. Now, what is that technique? That give the students the opportunity so that they can uh, explore realistic situations and explore how they will explore the realistic situations by interacting with other people. Now the options are A. Role play, B. Lecture, C. Project, D. Drama. These are the options and you have to select the correct answer on the basis of the given choices, and the correct answer is option A, that is role play. So role play is a technique that is giving opportunities to the students so that they can explore the realistic situations by interacting with other people. Now, the second one, dash is an educational method in which people spontaneously act out problems of human relations. Now, what is an educational method? Or we can say which educational method allows or gives the opportunity to the students in which students spontaneously act out problems of human relations. Now the options are A. Role play, B. Drama, C. Linear, or D. Playway. Now, which technique is that? Which educational method is that? These are the options, and you have to select the correct one. And the correct option is option A, that is role play. So we can say role play is an educational method in which people spontaneously act out problems of human relations. Now the third one, dash is also termed as stimulated social skill training. Now, to whom we are giving that term, that is related with which stimulated social skill training. Now the options are A. Role playing, B. Play, C. Drama, or the D. Games. Now students, you have to select the correct answer on the basis of the given choices, and the correct answer is yes, the correct answer is option A, that is role playing. So role playing is a term used as stimulated for developing the social skill training, and when the students participated in a role play, it's give them the social skill training. Now the fourth one, role play method is time consuming in developing dash readiness. Why we are calling a role play as a time consuming method? Now the options are A. Group, B. Play, C. Games, or it's D. Drama. So these are the options, and now you have to select the correct answer. And the correct answer is option A, that is group. So we are saying that role play method is time consuming in developing group readiness, means to prepare the group to play a role, is a time consuming job. Now the fifth one, in dash phase The leader sum up to the group chief points or principles which have come out in the play. Now, which phase, about which phase we are talking up, where the leader have to sum up the important points to the group of principles which have come out in the play. Now the options are A. Summarizing, B. Planning, C. Execution, or it's D. Implementation. So the correct answer is option A, that is, in summarizing phase, the leaders sum up to the main points and which have come out in the play. Now the option question 6 dash deals with the interaction of people, where we are dealing with interaction of the people, how they are interacting with other individuals or group. Options are A. Social drama, B. Psychodrama, C. Drama, D. Role play. So these are the options. Now the students, you have to select the correct answer on the basis of the given choices, and the correct answer will be option A, that is social drama. So we can say social drama deals with the interaction of people with other individuals or groups. Now the seventh one, dash drama is practiced in group settings. Means which drama is practiced in group setting and is mainly concerned with unique needs and is mainly concerned with specific needs and problems of a particular individual. Now the options are A. Social drama, B. Psychodrama, C. It's a drama, or D. Role play. Now students, you have to select the correct answer on the basis of the given choices, and the correct answer is option B, that is a psychodrama. Means in psychodrama we are mainly concerned with unique needs and problems of a particular individual. Now the eighth one, dash provide emotional and effective stimulations for problem solving. Now, what provides emotional and effective stimulus for solving the problems? Now, the options are A. Role playing, B. Play, C. Drama, or it's D. Games. Now, these are the options. Yes, the students. These are the options A, B, C, D. Now you have to select the correct answer on the basis of the given choices, and the correct answer is option A, that is role play. So we can say role play provides emotional and effective stimulus for solving various problems. Now, ninth one, role play should be done for a dash period so that the attention of audience may be captured effectively. Now, what we are saying that uh, for how much duration, or we can say what should be the duration of a role play, so that the attention of audience may be captured effectively. For capturing the attention of the audience, how much a role play should be, or for how much duration the role play has to be done. Now the options are A. Brief, B. Long, C. Duration, or D. Objectives. Now the students, these are the options A, B, C, D. Now you have to select the correct one on the basis of the given choices, and the option A, that is brief, is the correct one. So we can say that role play should be done for a brief period Only then we will able to keep the attention of audience. Now the 10th one, dash is based on the philosophy that meaning are in people and not in words or symbols. Now, what they are saying, ki which method is based on the philosophy, and that philosophy is believing that meaning are in people and not in words or symbols that has been used by the characters. Now the options are option A, role playing, option B, play, option D, drama, or it's option D, games. Now, students, these are the options in front of you. Option A, B, C, D. Now you have to select the correct one on the basis of the given options. So, yes, students, what will be the correct answer? Yes, the correct answer will be option A, that is role playing. So, we can say that role playing is based on the philosophy that focuses on the meaning are in people and not in words or symbols. Thank you, students. With this particular narration, you understand the concept, the definition of role play method. Then we have discussed the stages of a role play method or the purpose why a role play has to be conducted by the teacher, why the teacher should take this method to teach the students. Then we have discussed about the how the role play has to be planned, how it should be executed, and how it should be evaluated. Then we have discussed about the merits, what are the advantages of doing the role play method or to teach the students the role play method, and what are the demerits or disadvantages of using role play method in teaching the students. So, in the next class, we will discuss about other teaching methods that can be used by the teacher to teach the students. Thank you, students. Thank you so much for your patience listening.